Hello all, my name is Sukhraj. This is the fifth video of AWS Learning. In this video, we will discuss about S3 service with .NET Core, how we can use AWS S3 SDK with .NET Core to create the folder, to delete the folder in S3 bucket, how we can upload, download or delete the file in S3. Also, we will perform few operations from scratch with S3 and .NET Core, and then we will walk through code where we will be using S3 API with .NET Core. Let's get little bit knowledge first about the Amazon S3. Amazon S3 stands for Simple Storage Service. It is scalable, high-speed, web-based cloud storage service designed for the internet. Amazon S3 is an object storage service. Actually, everything inside the Amazon S3 is known as object. That's why it's also known as object storage service. We can store virtually any kind of data in any format inside the S3. Amazon S3 is a simple key-based object store in bucket. Bucket are the root folder. It must be unique among all the regions and users on the AWS. Bucket name must be in lowercase. Now let's move to the iAmazon console. If you will jump to the S3 under the storage service, it will move to the S3 management console, where you can manage your buckets or you can create new bucket. To create new bucket, you can use the create bucket button. I have already one existing bucket, AWS Learning. I will use this bucket in my demo. We will create a new folder in this bucket, and then we will upload few files and download few files from this bucket as well. We will try to delete the folder and the files inside this bucket. Now let's switch to the Visual Studio. To work with the Amazon S3, first of all, we need the AWS SDK S3 for .NET Core. We can get this SDK from the NuGet. Just click on the tools. Under the manage NuGet package for solutions, you can add it. Just click on the browse here and search for AWS SDK.S3. This one, select the project and click on install. I have already installed it. See, this is already installed here. After installing it, it will take some time. After when installation gets successful, just move to startup.cs file. Here under the configure service, add one more service from the AWS, that is Amazon S3. To add it, just write services.add AWS services iAmazon S3. When we are adding this service, then our .NET Core application, make sure at runtime it will insert the dependency inject for Amazon S3 to all the constructors of all the controllers, so that its object can be accessed inside the constructor of controllers. Let's move to the home controller. Here inside the home controller, I am getting the object of iAmazon S3 that my .NET Core application will pass here using the dependency inject, and I am assigning the value of iAmazon S3 to the new variable inside my home controller, that is same iAmazon S3. Now I will use this object to deal with the AWS S3 resource. Let's create here one more function. In that function, we will create one new folder inside the S3 bucket. I created one function, one method here, that is the create folder, and passing 3 parameters to it. Button is bucket name, new folder name, and prefix. Prefix is like if I have a bucket that is AWS, and inside that I have another folder, suppose it's test, and inside that test folder I want to create the new folder. Let's say new folder name is any demo folder. Now that test will be the prefix for that demo folder. You will get clear about it when we will create the folder inside any another folder. I will show it there. Now to upload a file or to create a folder inside the AWS S3, it is providing us one class put object request. Let's create object of it. I created the object of it, and now to this request object we need to pass the bucket name, new folder name, and other stuff here. Now request dot bucket name is equal to, sorry, now everything inside S3, when we are dealing with the S3 with .NET Core, most of the things are revolving around the bucket name and key. To upload the file we have put object request. To create the folder we have put object request. First of all, we must aware about it, like everything inside the S3 is a object, and if your key ends with the backward slash, in that case it will be considered as a folder, otherwise it will be considered as a file. Now what is key? So I will take one example here. Now I have AWS learning bucket here. Now inside this bucket right now, I think I don't have any it's getting refresh here, might be there some stuff there. Let's see. Yes, it refreshed here. Now I am in the Mumbai region, and because my this bucket lies inside the Mumbai region, now I have two folder here. One is test22 and another is demo. If I want to create any new folder inside the demo, and suppose I want to create any new folder here, that is test. Now demo slash test slash, that will be the key name, and that demo will be the prefix here. Suppose I want to create any new folder inside that demo, then key name will look like I will trim end here, backward slash, and after that again I will add one backward slash. I make sure here, right, if backward slash does not exist does not passed inside the prefix, then I will add here. If it is already passed here, first I will remove it and then again I will pass here. Then here will be my new folder name. For the new folder name I will do the same thing, trim, and I am just using to create the correct key. Here what I did, I created the key here. For the key I make sure if prefix is there, suppose prefix in the prefix I have a demo, in that case it must end with the backward slash. If it's already end with the backward slash, first I will remove it and again I am adding here, and then I am adding the new folder name. Again, in case of the new folder name, if backward slash is passed in the end, then I will first remove it, then again I will add. If it's not added there, in that case I will add here. Now I will make sure if prefix is empty here, suppose this is empty, I want to create the folder directly inside the bucket name, in that case this will be empty and there will be one extra backward slash in the front. That's why I want to trim start in that case. Now this is the key, this is the bucket, both are initialized. Now I will just call one method of the AWS to create this particular folder inside the S3. Now what is the object of Amazon S3? That is S3 client. I will use it now here. So we have the method put object async. Inside this method, just pass the request here, and whatever response it will return, we can return it to the suppose response dot now what's going here. First of all, we are creating the object request, and to the object request we are passing the bucket name in which bucket we want to create here, and like in our case it will be AWS learning, then key, in our case it will be demo / any new folder name, then it will create one new folder with the name whatever we will provide here inside this bucket and inside the demo folder. And if the response code here is 200, it means it has successfully created the object inside the bucket. As this is a web API, let's pass here HTTP post, and URL is create folder. Now let's try it. Is it working or not? Just run the application. Now our application is running on 5000 port. Let's open the Postman here. Here I created one link, URL for the post, where what I am passing to the under the home controller to the create folder, I am passing the bucket name as AWS learning, new folder name I am passing as Monday, and prefix as demo. It means I want to create this Monday name folder inside the demo here. See, here's a demo, and inside the AWS learning there is a demo folder, and inside the demo folder I want to create the new folder with the name Monday. When I click on the sending, I already clicked here. Now I got the response here. Let's see what's bucket name is AWS learning, new folder name is Monday, prefix here is demo. Right, now let's see how it will create the key. So see here, now what is key? Key is demo / Monday /. If this backward slash after the Monday is not there, then Monday will be considered as a file instead of the folder. Now one more thing which is important inside the S3, there must be a backward slash. If you will use the forward slash, in that case it will create the issue for us. Now let's see it is creating there or not. We got the response, that is okay. I will convert inside the integer here. We got the response 200 here. It means our folder successfully created inside the iAmazon console. Right, what we did, we just passed the put object request with the bucket name with the key. Now let's see at the iAmazon S3. Let's refresh it. See, one new folder got created here with the name Monday. Now next what we will do, we will try to insert one new file inside this Monday. Right, let's say, let's move to back to here and create a new let me stop it here and create one new function here to upload the file. I will copy and paste it to save my time. Now here I will pass the bucket name and the new file name. Then again prefix will be same, everything will be same here. The only difference will be that it must not end with the backward slash here, right? Whatever backward slash we are using here, it must not end with backward slash, otherwise it will be considered as folder instead of file. Otherwise everything will be same here. Now let's try on this method. Let's run the application again. Application is running now. Move to the Postman. Here what I will do, I will put the one post request to the upload file where inside this bucket, and what is another parameter I used here, that is new file name. Let's provide any new file name here. Suppose it's new file name, I need to get some file. Let's use this file. This is the file name. To pass the path I will use @ here, and now where I want to upload this file, I want to upload this file inside demo. Then here it's a Monday, right? Now let's put the pointer here and let's see what type of value will come here. Click on send. See, bucket name is fine, new file name is fine, prefix is fine. I hope @ will not cause any problem because already double slash is there. Let's try. See, yeah, @ will cause the problem here. Let me correct it. Let me stop it and pass it again. Oh, I am not reading here file stream. Let me read that as well. Sorry, I did one mistake here. In case of file, we are also reading we are getting the file stream here. See, in this way I can get whatever the new file, or you can say that source file, just pass it here. Now we will pass this file stream to one more property here, that is request dot input stream equal to stream. That's all. Now here we are getting the full name here. What we just need to pass the file name here, right? Path dot get file name. Yes, yeah, that's all. In case of create folder, we are not using the file stream here, this parameter, or you can say property. But in case of upload file, we must use this one here, right? Because we are uploading the file, we must need to pass the content there. So to pass the content, we are using the file stream here. We are reading the source file and passing the just content to it. Now let's try on it. Let's run the application. It's running now. I'm again clicking on send here. Let me put here some pointer. In the Postman, just click on send here. Yeah, it's fine. In bucket name we are getting the proper bucket name. In file name, yes, file name is there. In prefix we are here, everything is fine. Now see key here. Key is demo monday123.txt. Now inside the Monday folder, file name will be 123txt. We can provide any new file name here as well. If I will provide here some new name with appending some date, it will upload file inside the Monday folder with that name as well. So inside the input stream, I am passing the input stream, file stream, and let's see. So its response okay. It means file is uploaded successfully. We got the response here 200 as well. Let's see inside the console. You just click on Monday. It's refreshing here. Let it get refresh. See, file get uploaded here inside this Monday folder. Now we will not go inside the deep for all other functions, like where we can download the file, delete the folder, list down all the content of bucket, create the bucket, delete the bucket. We will just walk through the code so that we will have a look on the code, because if we will go inside these all methods, in that case our video will get so long, right? So first let's have a look on these two functions. Inside the create folder, what we did, we just passed the bucket name, new folder name, and prefix. So now I hope everyone is clear about the prefix, why it's empty. Default one is empty here, because if no one will pass the prefix, in that case whatever we will provide the new folder name, it will get created directly inside the bucket name. Now we to the put object request, what we provide the bucket name, then we provide the key, and that we pass to the put object async. Similarly in case of upload file, we create put object request, then we initialize the bucket name, key, and input stream. You will see everything will revolve around the bucket name and key in all type of functions. Now I have one already existing application. I will open that. In that I will walk through the code, and we will see what different kind of functions are there and how we are dealing with them, like how we can delete the object. To delete any file or anything, we have the simple class delete object request, right? So let's see there. I will open another project here. Now we will walk through the code. Like we have already discussed about the create folder, how we can create the folder, we pass the bucket name, key. There are some other parameter as well, like if I want to provide public read write access, only read access, or full access, so we can have the another parameter canned ACL. We can pass the value to it as well. Now to delete the folder, it's again very simple. For delete folder, AWS S3 is providing with the delete object request, where to the delete object request we will just pass here bucket name. What will be the bucket name, then what will be the key, I mean which folder we want to delete here, right? Then just pass it to the delete object request using the Amazon S3 or S3 client, right? It will delete that particular folder there. And after that we have upload file, which we already discussed how we can upload the file. Again to the file we can provide the ACL there. This is the permission, like it's public read, private read, and we can also upload the file directly using the stream. Right here I will just pass the file name. What I will pass only stream there, instead of passing the source file here. I will pass this stream, then I can assign that stream to input stream, right? Again it will work in the same way. Then to download the file, we have the get object request. To upload we have put object request. For delete we have delete object request, and for downloading or to get any object we have the get object request, right? We will pass the bucket name, key name, and then we will whatever the file name you provided here inside in which folder, that will get you will get inside the response, and using the response stream you will get the stream of that, and using stream you can create a file at any path, right? So everything is revolving, I already said, around bucket name and key. And if you want to download a file to a particular path directly, then from the response, instead of getting the response stream, just write response.write response stream to file sync. Provide the target path where you want to download that particular file. True means if file is already existing there, in that case it will overwrite it. If you will provide the false, in that case it will not overwrite it. Again, if the response is 200, it means everything is okay. Then to delete file, we have the delete object request. Like to delete the folder, we have delete object request. But in case of the folder, our file, our key end with the backward slash. You can check here. To delete a folder, see, we have the backward slash in end of the key. If this is not there, then it will look for a particular file inside the in that particular prefix or bucket. Right here we deleted the file. How we can delete the file? And then there are some I will not go in the detail like how we can use the ACL vagara, because we are just going in like where we can learn the S3, how we can deal with the .NET Core with the S3, right? So this is all about where we are using the put object request, delete object request, get object request. These are the low level APIs provided by the AWS S3. See, these all are available inside the Amazon.s3.model. Now to list all the bucket content, we have the list object request. Here we are providing the bucket name. Then the next parameter, which is optional, it means maximum. We want how many, suppose in my bucket I have 100 folder, but I want only latest 10, then in that case I can provide here maximum is 10 prefix. If I want to list down, suppose all the, now we created the folder here Monday, and in that particular Monday folder I want all the content. In that case, inside the prefix I will pass here demo/Monday. If I want to list down the content of a only bucket, in that case it will be null, right? So to delete the bucket, we have the delete bucket request. Just pass the bucket name, but delete, it will delete only if the bucket is empty, otherwise it will not delete the bucket. Now these or like list object request, delete bucket request, or put object request, get object request, delete object request are comes from the low level API. These are helpful when we are dealing with the files which have size less than 15 MB, right? But if the size of the files are greater than 15 MB, suppose I have a files which have the size around 25 MB, 30 MB, in that case it will create the issue to use the low level API. In that case, S3 is providing us the new, that is high level API known as transfer utility. So here it's a transfer utility. In case of transfer utility, what this object do, transfer utility, if I have a file which has the size more than 15 MB, it will break down that file in the chunks, or you can say that it will break down that file and then all these subparts will be uploaded parallelly, and at the S3 it will combine it again, right? So in that case we are creating the one object of transfer utility, to which we are providing the Amazon S3 client object, and then again we are just providing here like in which bucket, like just create one transfer utility here, right? Provide the source file, which file we want to upload, in which bucket we want to upload, and in which folder we want to upload, with which name we want to upload. So everything will get uploaded here. There is a one main difference here. In case of the low level API, we are getting the response. One, in this case we are not getting any response. So in case of upload file and in case of download file, right here download file, we are just creating transfer utility, and we are just passing where we want to download file, means this at this path I want to download file from this bucket, and this is the file name, or this is the prefix from where I want to download it. So as a learner of the AWS S3, I think when you will learn about the low level APIs like put object request, get object request, because mostly we are using it, right? So transfer utility is just providing us upload file, download file, right? But in case of the low level API, we are getting some other stuffs there, like how we can create the bucket, how we can delete the bucket, how we can create the folder, delete the folder. So I think it's all about S3. Yes, one more important thing here, if you will see, there is one more high level API, that is amazon.s3.io, but it is not working with the .NET Core, because in case of .NET Core everything is going in the async, and this API is not working with the async. So this is helpful in case of the only .NET framework, so we are not covering this one. Now if anyone has any question, you may write inside the comment box and provide their suggestions there as well. I know as a learner it will be little bit confusing here, but if you will start with the low level API, then in few days you will get more hands-on on it. So everyone, provide your suggestion inside the comment box. Thank you everyone. Next video will be based on some another services where you also provide a suggestion there on which service we should start, SNS or SQS. Thank you everyone.